go over the games happened on December 14th, December 13th, Friday. The first game is the Pacers beat the Sixers 121-107. The Sixers, they really got to start winning some games, otherwise they're going to be out of the play-ins. They're 7-16. Whew. The Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton, how about him? 32 points, 11 assists, a steal and a block, 7 threes. Where is Tyrese ranked? He's coming back, 28th ranked player. If he's playing like this, he's going to be inside that top 15 very, very shortly. I mean, in the last month or two, he's probably already inside that top 10. Really good stuff. The minutes is great. Everything's great. He looks great. Benedict Mathurin, he's still getting huge minutes. I would really use the opportunity to sell high on him. I don't know when Neesmith is going to be back. 13 points, 2 steals, and 4 assists is pretty good. The minutes is great. Pascal Siakam only played 30 minutes with 23. He's very consistent. Miles Turner with 5 fouls. Miles Turner has been underwhelming. 77 ranked player. 15 points is okay, 2 3, 7 rebounds, and only 2 blocks. If that goes up to 2.5, he'll be inside that top 50. It's all about the blocks. We look at the Sixers and Joel Embiid. Oh my God, he played 17 minutes. He played one half. He got elbowed in the face. I don't know how severe the injury is. He could just go back wearing a mask. I don't know, but he is built a little bit different. Just getting injured a lot. What are you gonna do? Paul George also has been, this game is not bad. 2 steals and 2 blocks, 2 threes, 15 points. But he was a minus 29. 5 for 12 on the field. He's been really bad this season as well. You could argue that he's not healthy. And this week, I think they got their rest. So hopefully these two guys can ramp up. I would actually take a chance, try to buy low for both these guys. But when you buy low, right, Embiid, throw like a top 30, 40 type of player. Maybe 2 of them, try to see if you can buy low. Because some of the Embiid owners might be super frustrated. So you go in there, you try to get him pretty cheap, right? You throw like a Fred VanVleet at him. Actually, Fred VanVleet hasn't been playing well, but let's say Darius Garland, and plus like another top 70 player. See if you can get Embiid. Obviously, it may not work out, but if it does, then your team is going to be cracked rest of the season. Same thing with Paul George. I also buy low. Obviously, there's the possibility it may not work out, but throw like a top 50, 60-ish type of player. Right? Throw a Norman Powell at Paul George. And Jared McCain, if you want to have him, it's fine, but I think with everybody playing, he's just a streamer. And Tyrese Maxey played okay as well. The Sixers, they really need to start winning some games. Otherwise, it's a complete failure for them. The next game is the Wizards. Somewhat kept it close, 105-115. Jordan Poole, 17 points, 2 threes, 6 assists. This is a fine game. Jordan Poole this year, he's getting a lot of defensive stats. That's really helped his fantasy value. Bila Coulibaly, another great game, 40 minutes. I would also try to sell high a little bit if you can. Kyle Kuzma has been out. He does get a lot of minutes, but with Kuzma out, he gets a little bit usage boost. He took 18 shots here with 2 blocks. Justin Champagnie, we could stream him with Kyle Kuzma out. He's been getting huge minutes, and he's a 3-and-D guy. And Alex Sarr, a little bit foul trouble, but great game here actually. 6 for 10, 2 for 4, a steal and a block, 14 points. And Carrington also. Brogdon has been out. We could also stream him. He had a horrible game here. We look at the Cleveland Cavaliers. Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell both did their thing. Garland had the better game here with 8 assists and 2 steals and 3 threes. 9 for 10 from the free throw line is huge. Darius Garland has been playing really, really well this year. Donovan Mitchell, not so much. He is, he's still ranked 27th ranked player, but, for a guy that's getting drafted early second, he's not meeting that, but at least he's not really missed any games so far. With Mobley out, Allen Plays still just 33 minutes, 11 rebounds, and still in a block. Really easy work for them. Again, Karis LeVert coming off the bench with 28 minutes. 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and still in the block is good. The worry with him is just efficiency. But he's a guy that you could definitely roster. But in the playoffs, if you need efficiency, right, you don't need counting numbers, definitely drop. The next one is the Charlotte Hornets. They still don't have LaMelo. They lost to the Bulls. Micic played just 25 minutes, interestingly. So they gave some of the minutes to Isaiah Wong. Is he a guard? Surprisingly, he didn't get 30 minutes, but he's still a must roster until LaMelo comes back. Brandon Miller took 15 threes, only hit 3 of them. Brandon Miller has been amazing this year. I didn't know, but I took a look. He's averaging 4 threes a game this year. That is a crazy amount of threes. Brandon Miller is the 48th ranked player, averaging 22 points and 4 threes. He's taking so many threes. He's only shooting 40%. So if the percentages go up a little bit, he's like averaging 24 points. That's really high for a second-year guy, and playing with LaMelo. He's really the second guy. And Miles Bridges, because of the emergence of Brandon Miller, he only got 25 minutes here, 14 points and not much else. I would still roster him. I would still roster Miles Bridges, but if my team is efficient, and if I have an efficient team, right, Miles Bridges would be great on my team. Nick Richards and Mark Williams, they are both playing 15 minutes. I don't know what the hell is going on. Mark Williams, I think, is worth rostering. Not at the moment for Nick Richards. And then we look at the Bulls. Lonzo Ball actually played 19 minutes off the bench. Had another great game. If Lonzo Ball ever ramps up this season, playing 25, close to 25, I think he needs to be rostered. But again, he misses so many games. Right now, we probably don't want to touch him. But 7 rebounds, 4 steals, 4 assists, a steal and a block is pretty good. Josh Giddey went off as well with 4 steals, 7 assists, and 9 rebounds and 3 threes. Yeah, that's a pretty good from Josh Giddey. And Kobe White, 2 threes, 2 steals, 18 points. Kobe White really started getting the steals, I would say last year even. I think he averaged over 1 steal a game. 80th ranked player, he's averaging 1.1 steal. And that's good enough for him. I think for a little while he was averaging like 0.6, 0.7 for a couple of seasons. Zach LaVine, 3 steals and 13 points. Okay, just pretty boring numbers, to be honest. And with Vucevic out, they started Jalen Smith, had 5 blocks. Yeah, we could stream him if Vucevic is out. Any center that comes in, play 30 minutes, close to 30, like we need to pay attention. And for Jalen Smith, he actually hit the 3 pretty well too. He attempted 5. Moving on to the next one, the Brooklyn Nets lost to the Grizzlies 119-135. The Grizzlies, they're just super good. You would think that, in the regular season, they're just really, really good. In the playoffs, they kind of get exposed a little bit. And in the regular season, when they beat teams, they beat them by 20-plus points. They don't just beat them. It's a blowout. Dennis Schroeder with 15, pretty good, only played 26 minutes, while Jalen Wilson off the bench played 29. And we have Claxton starting, played 28 minutes. And then we had Keon Johnson played 23. So with Cam Thomas out, so there's still a lot of uncertainty with the Nets rotation minutes. They tend to move pieces around. If one guy is having a great night, you're gonna feed him more minutes. So because of that, I think, unless I guess you have Cam Thomas, I would try to sell everybody high. Even Cam Thomas, I don't know. Sometimes I think there are a couple of games Cam Thomas doesn't get big minutes as well when someone else is going off. Cameron Johnson, for sure, I would try to sell him. He had a pretty good month, I think. 12 points and 2 threes. Dorian Finney-Smith had 5 threes, 2 steals and 2 blocks. He could always be a streamer. Claxton has been disappointing this year, but lately at least he's been starting getting the minutes. And now Ben Simmons coming off the bench playing just 21 minutes. He's a really good assist guy. So if you need assists, you could stream him, but he doesn't give you anything else. Maybe a little bit rebounds, a little bit defensive stats, but not enough. The minutes is not enough. For the Grizzlies, Ja Morant, 28 points, 10 assists, 3 threes, 7 rebounds in 32 minutes. That's really good. And, we could drop Scottie Pippen Jr. now. If Ja Morant is ever out, like he become a streamer, But and Morant is out a lot of the games. But the problem is Scottie Pippen Jr. Even with everybody out, he gets just 22 minutes, not even 25. For Desmond Bain, another guy who has had a disappointing season so far. I would say Desmond is where is his rank? Let's see, Desmond Bain, 99th ranked player, averaging just 15 points. Oh my God, 1.8 threes. He should be at least 20-point scorer with like over 2.5 threes. But with injuries and all that, he has a really rough season. Now for Jaren Jackson Jr., another amazing game. No blocks, but 5 steals, 3 threes, 20 points. And Brandon Clark in the short term, definitely stream him. And Jalen Wells, 24 points. Yeah. The Grizzlies, I mean, they also have Marcus Smart, Santi Aldama, right, coming off the bench. They just have a lot of good players. Given the minutes, they're really good fantasy players. The next game, we have Denver Nuggets beat the Clippers 120-98. Denver, what are they at? I mean, if they're top 3 seed, Jokic is MVP. They're 6 seed. The West is just too competitive. They are just so competitive in the West. For the Clippers, after this loss, it's 9th seed, 14-12. Kawhi Leonard is supposed to be back at some point, but Harden 15 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals. Harden is being okay, but beginning of the season he was putting up a lot better numbers than this. Falling off quite a bit, to be honest. Had 9 turnovers here. Chris Dunn with 20 points. If you need assists and steals, definitely stream him. Ivan Zubac with 13 rebounds and 13 points. Okay, and Norman Powell also cooled off quite a bit since his early season start. And I think that's a common thing for a lot of teams. Every year in fantasy, there are guys that the first month or two, they're going all out. They're putting up big numbers. And then we get to April, March. You're like, yeah, what is this? Some guys just run out of gas throughout a long season. Some people pace themselves. They really start ramping up after like All-Star break. So, yeah, like if Norman Powell has a couple of good games, I've been saying this, try to sell high on him. Even when Kawhi comes back, I think that's also going to impact him. For the Denver Nuggets, Jamal Murray, 20 points, 4 assists and a steal. 4 steals and a block, 2 threes. Pretty good game from him. Offensively, okay, but a lot of defensive stats. Christian Brown, because of the blowout. And, with Murray back, Jokic is kind of taking a back seat. He doesn't even want the MVP. 16 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2. Jokic is happy to take a step back if the rest of the team is doing really, really well. Yeah. And Aaron Gordon, I don't think he's a must roster. But, he give you a little bit of everything. And Michael Porter Jr. With 2 threes. Yeah, the problem with Aaron Gordon is like, he give you a little bit of points, a little bit of rebounds. It just, when we talk about category leagues, having a guy like that, a lot of times it doesn't really help you win or doesn't help you lose. He's just there, right? If he doesn't go off. Let's say you try to win, rebound this week, right? Aaron Gordon is not going to help you, right? He's probably helping you in a lot of categories that you're already winning, or helping you in categories you're already losing. So this is the problem with some of these guys that are very well rounded. It doesn't really help you anymore. It doesn't help you win. Like, let's say we need to win threes, it doesn't help you do that. But it's fine to roster. Overall, he provided good enough value. Well, let's go to the next game. They switched the order just a little bit, so we can talk about the Lakers first. The Lakers, they lost again. Yeah, I mean, now they're the 10th seed, the Lakers. And we were just saying LeBron did not miss a game 2 weeks ago. Now LeBron's missed I don't know how many games. Well, the good thing is at least this week the schedule is kind of light because of the NBA Cup. And AD, 23 points. AD is also falling off a little bit. Lakers as a whole, they're not doing as well. So, understandable. 3 blocks, 11 rebounds, and 22 points. With all the guys out, they still have D'Lo coming off the bench, I mean, I would really depend on how my team is doing. Um, D'Lo does have some upside. The upside is hopefully at some point he started getting minutes. We're coming back to the starting unit. But right now he's in the doghouse. With everybody out, he still come off the bench, play 20 minutes. For Austin Reeves, 18 points, five assists, 6 rebounds. Pretty good. First game back with 4 threes. Max Christie, if you want to stream him in the short term with folks out, 15 points, 3 and D guy, right? Same thing with Rui Hachimura, 3 and D guy. Yeah, Lakers lead LeBron. This roster is, without LeBron, this roster is hard to compete with every other team in the West. So many stacked teams in the West. It's crazy, right? Speaking of stacked team, Phoenix. Yeah, 134, 126. First game back, KD put up a 30-point game, no problem. 12 for 12 on the free throw line. I would look to sell high on KD, to be honest, after this game. First of all, they play the Jazz team. Play absolutely no defense. It's all about offense. Second is just too many injury risks with KD and a bunch of other things like free throw wise, he's not doing so well this year. I don't know if he's going to go back to the high 80s guy. Like something is off about him this year. 12 for 12 here is obviously good. But it's mainly the injury concern with KD, to be honest. He is going to get hurt at some point again. Devin Booker, 34 points, 8 assists as a steal, 6-3. Devin Booker is kind of the only consistent variable on this team. He doesn't get hurt. He plays every single game. Again, because of the Jazz, everybody looks good. Tyus Jones with 19 points, 11 assists, 5 threes. Yeah, after games like this, try to sell high. When the whole team plays well like this, right? It's not really because they're performing well. It's just the other team has no defense. 5 threes for Royce O'Neal as well. You could stream him for threes and some defensive stats. For the Jazz, Lauri Markkanen continue to disappoint. Just continues to disappoint. I don't think there's, 19 points for threes. John Collins. $22 points, 2 steals, and 2 blocks with 4 threes. That's pretty good for John Collins. I was saying sell high for John Collins, but he's just finding ways to get it done, finding ways to get minutes. Obviously, the guys coming in and out, getting hurt, but they're still playing him. He's the 25th ranked player this year. 18 points, 8 rebounds, a steal, and a block, with crazy efficiency, 90% from the free throw line. Absolutely crazy. Walker Kessler, he's been playing really, really well, and he made 2 threes here, which is, why did he make 2 threes here? He's a 33rd ranked player. Walker Kessler is amazing this year. He was out for a little bit. This game only 1 block, but yeah, I mean that's surprising if he starts shooting threes. 11 rebounds, amazing, and 3 blocks. That's really his category, and he's shooting 72% from the field, but on low volume. So Walker Kessler, we expect him to be really good last year, but this year he is the guy so far. Hopefully he can stay healthy, but he's getting a lot of minutes, so great. Colin Sexton, 22 minutes. Him and Jordan Clarkson, they're not much rosters. And Keontae George, pretty good game, 18 points, 9 threes, 9 assists, 3 threes, 6 rebounds, and still in 2 blocks. Keontae George has been playing a lot better as of late. So he's learning. On the season, he's still pretty horrible, not even ranked. Moving on to the next one. This is the last game of the night. We have the San Antonio Spurs beat the Portland Trailblazers 118-116. Victor Wembanyama, only 2 blocks. He's a 2nd-ranked player this year. No problem. Averaging 3.3 blocks and only 1.2 steals. If those 2 defensive stats ever go up to 1.5 or 4 blocks, he's catching up to Jokic. It's just the blocks play such an impact on, give you such a big value boost in fantasy. It's just unfair. Like if a guy can get you 4 blocks a game and still does everybody else does, right? Points, rebounds. He's still giving you 10 for 10 from the free throw line. That's another underrated part is he's shooting 88% from the free throw line this year on 4 attempts. Attempts are low, but just amazing efficiency. And he's hitting a lot of threes, 3 threes a game, averaging 24 points. So not exactly what we thought he was gonna be this year. We thought he's gonna give us more steals and more blocks, but it turns out he's shooting a lot more threes and his free throw is being amazing. So those are I would say the surprising part about Victor Wembanyama this year. Julian Champagnie, you could stream him. He's been getting a lot of minutes, and Chris Paul got ejected. I think he got 2 back-to-back techs. I don't know. He's saying something to the ref, but it's whatever. He'll be back next game. Devin Vassell off the bench played 30 minutes with 4 threes. I would try to sell Devin Vassell. First of all, he's coming off the bench always, so his minutes are inconsistent, and he also gets hurt a lot. And then when you play for the Spurs, you know what happens toward the end of the season. Jeremy Sohan also pretty good. I would also pick him up just to see. And this game, Castle is out, so some of these other guys got a few extra minutes. And then for the Trailblazers, I mean, it's a mess. Anfernee Simons, what a game from him. Same thing with Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant had 8 threes, 32 points. I would use this opportunity to sell high. Anfernee Simons, same thing. I would try to sell high on these guys. But both guys, I think, have been pretty horrible this year. 11 for 11 from the free throw line is huge for Fernie. Shaedon Sharp, he's a guy you want points and threes, sure, and he gets a lot of minutes. In this game, they just say, okay, we're just going to go small. So they started Jabari Walker at the center. It worked out okay, to be honest. He was a plus 13, right? Some of the other guys, Jeremy Grant was a minus 8. He's the reason they lost. Danny Advia, 7 for 11. 7-11, pretty good line for him. Danny Advia now, because he was getting a lot of minutes. Now he doesn't, so I wouldn't roster him full time, just a streamer in my opinion. And that's it, guys. And Tobani Kamara, 1 steal and 4 blocks. What a game! You could stream him for defensive 3-and-D, another 3-and-D guy. So many of them in the league. That's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.